welcome to another episode of Becoming and Doing Just Fine. I'm going to get right into it. I did not plan out exactly what I wanted to say in this episode. I do have things I want to talk about, but as far as like an order or any kind of structure, don't have. But today's episode is about friendships. And I kind of wanted to speak on this a couple of weeks ago, but then something just told me to wait. And I decided to wait, but here I am today, and we're going to talk about friendships. I wanted to talk about friendships because I feel like relationships in general have been a prominent theme in my life as of late, specifically romantic. And because romantic is not romancing, there's been emphasis on my platonic friendships and the friendships that I have with my closest friends. Um, and it's funny because the people who are my closest friends right now, they have been in my life for years, but our relationships have gotten deeper over the past, I don't know what, like over the past really since I've been here over the past 3.5 years, let's say, our relationships have gotten so much deeper. Like for example, one of my friends, I've known her since she's a year older than me. I've known her since I was in fifth grade. One of my other friends, I've known her since I was like 15, 16. One of my other friends, I've known her since like 2018, 2019. But it's been very like they've always been my friends, but they've always been my friends, but now I consider them like my sisters. And sisterhood is something that I've always wanted and that I feel like I've never really had. And maybe I've always had it, but the way I envisioned it for myself has been different. Like I've always wanted a group of girlfriends. We all hang out. We all do things together. Even if it's just like three of us, it's like our friend group, my friend girls. And I've never had that. So it's like I have sisters, but we're not all like a group of friends. And I think I've always just envisioned that for myself, and I've never had that. And I still want that, God willing. But yeah, I've just been really just loving my friends so much deeper and so much more these days. And not because my romantic life hasn't been romancing, but because it hasn't been romancing, it just reminded me to remember what the love is. I have love in friendship. I have love from my sisters. I have love from my family, and I just appreciate them all the more in this season of my love life, not going um, to plan, I guess, so to say. But yes, for example, if I'm having like a rough day, don't want to get out of bed, don't want to do nothing, just a text message from my friends, whether it makes me laugh, whether it's encouragement, whether it's just talking to them about anything, just having that community, that closeness, having those conversations about whatever, about anything with them, it just really makes me, it really puts pep in my step. It really makes me happy. It makes me feel so good to know that I have people in my life that love me, that see me, that understand me, that want to be close to me, that value me, that appreciate me, and vice versa. So yes, I've just really been in this season of really just loving on my friends so much. Like even thinking about or making the post that I made for Becoming, with the messages from my friends, and they were saying I love you and things like that. It made me emotional. Like I started to tear up, and I'm like, I love my friends. In my experiences with friends, it hasn't always been the best. It hasn't always been the easiest. And not even the easiest, but I find that a lot of times people are just very, very weird with me, very strange with me. And outside of friendships, I think people in general are just very strange with me. I think I am just so mean. I think I'm so confident. I think I'm so bold. I think I'm so unique that it makes people uncomfortable. So a lot of people don't know if they love it. They don't know if they hate it. They definitely always have something to say about it, because I guess it's like how can you be so you and not give a damn? How are you? But anyway, I think I've said this in another video that or I don't know if I have, but I've just dealt with a lot of like envy and jealousy and just weird behavior from people my whole life. So anyway, when it came to friendships, they always ended because, or when I was close to people, they always ended for weird stuff. For example, I'm trying to be careful with my words or what I tell, because it's like I don't even want to bring certain people up. I don't want to bring certain things up, because it's like I honestly don't care. I don't. But yes, so I long time friend, very, very long time. It ended just because basically she didn't have my back in certain situations. She didn't stand up for me in certain situations, and then it was just some of her characteristics and the things that she did, said it just. I noticed we were just starting to grow apart. It was just like I don't think that, even though we've been friends for so long, I think that it's time for us to not be friends anymore, because the way you behave, the way you think, the way that you are, the way you do things, I can't get down with. And I feel like a lot of stuff that I looked past because we had been friends for so long, but it just became very weird and uncomfortable for me. And I was like, I don't think I have to continue to stay close to you or to be your friend due to the fact that we've been friends for so long. And then there are two examples of two girls I became friends with. Um, and they were people that didn't like me. And I learned my lesson with that. Never befriend people that didn't like you at some point, because there's always going to be something, I feel like, and maybe not in every case, but I think generally there's always going to be something in them that doesn't like you because they didn't like you at some point. Why you didn't like me, whatever reasons you had for not liking me, you had them. And generally, I think they still have them. They're just like sustained deep down somewhere. But I befriended two people that didn't like me at some point, and of course that went sour because they ended up being weird. Not having my bag, just being messy. And my mama's favorite thing to say is, you can't expect people to be like you, care. You can't expect people to think like you, do what you do, feel how you feel. Fine, I don't have a problem with that. But there are some things that I will not tolerate in my relationships. I will not. I won't compromise on them, because it's like some things I can forgive, I can look past, but if it's something that I wouldn't do to you, I'm sorry. I can't accept it if you do it to me. And again, maybe it does depend on the happenstance, but if it's something that's just too far, like from my values, then it's like, yeah, you gotta go. Because, for example, and this is somebody I can speak about because he is my best friend. For example, Saxon. Me and Saxon fell out about 2 or 3 times over crazy stuff. But me and Saxon just always are friends again, because it's like, I don't know, it's just so real with us. Like, Saxon really is like my best friend. I love him so much. We've been friends for so long now. And when it comes to conflict resolution, I feel like we just love each other so much. It just be like, whenever we be mad at each other, or whenever we've had times where we were mad at each other, we fell out, we come back and be like, okay, because you made me feel like, yeah, girl, you just so, and I be like, no, you so, and we laugh about it. Like, even before I got home for Christmas, before I got home for Christmas, me and Saxon had fallen out. And we wasn't talking. I had stopped talking to him because he really hurt my feelings. A situation just really hurt my feelings. And I had texted him though, and I said, should I tell him that I'm coming back out there? I don't know about texting him, or he texted me. I think I texted him though. I did, I think. And I was like, should I do it? And I was like, you know what? I am going to let Saxon know that I'm coming back home. And we did hibachi, and we just laughed and kiki. And it was just like, we was back like we never left. And that's just how it always goes. And it's not like me and Saxon just be falling out all the time. Like, we felt like one time in high school, maybe like twice in high school, and then like this time. But yeah, it's just because I have my ways, Saxon has his ways. And I think that's just with any relationship. But, in that, I want to go into like conflict resolution when it comes to friendships, because people always say, like, when it comes to your boyfriends and things like that, you forgive them over and over and over again, but when it comes to your friends, you don't do stuff like that. For me, I'm indifferent about it. Like, when it comes to Saxon, it's just like we just know each other, we love each other, so it'd be different. Like, but my other friends that I fell out with, it was just almost like there's no coming back from that though. And then my other girlfriends that I do have, we don't have conflict. Like, we don't fuss, we don't fight. It just be so much love with us. Like, and for me, that just signifies that, I don't know, like, these really are my sister girls, because you gonna even get into it with your blood sisters, your blood whoever, cousin, mama, daddy, whatever. You gonna get into it and disagree. But it's like, with my sister girls, we just don't be we just don't do that. What is there to fuss about, to beef about? It's just like, it don't be there with us, and I love that so much, because it just really is so much love. It just really is all love. And I also feel like that's why I have the right friends in my life right now, the right sister girls, because it's like I think it's always love, and we don't get into it because we all are so pure hearted. And when I say pure hearted, I mean like just so sweet, so kind, so loving, so generous, so godly. It's like we just don't be in a combative space, or we don't want to be in a combative space with each other. We don't want to fight with each other. If we disagree, we disagree with love. Like we don't we don't be getting into it. So when it comes to conflict resolution in friendships, I think that I just have a mature set of friends right now, and I don't ever think I've been in it or had a time in my life where I forgave my boyfriend. I've only had one boyfriend, but I don't think I forgave like my boyfriend and didn't forgive my friend because of something stupid. It's like if I had to cut a friend off, I literally had a legit and solid reason to cut a friend off. And I'm such a, not to toot my own horn, and everybody is gonna speak highly of themselves, but it's like I'm such a good friend. It doesn't make any sense. Like if I were to sit here and list, which I will never do, all the things that I've done for my friends, it's like I deserve an award, or the things that I just it doesn't even matter. But I know that I am such a good friend, and I love that my friendships these days truly reflect who I am. Like they reflect me back to me. But then on another note, I think it really is so beautiful to remember, because even just going back to like my romantic life, not romancing or being romantic, I can always count on my friends. Like I can always be reminded of love from my friends. And I think that in this season, I'm also trying to never forget that. Like when I'm wondering what a love at, it's in my sister girl, it's in Saxon. Like that is where the love at. And these days, I've even been thinking like, because not everybody has a chance or is as lucky or blessed to find their soulmate or their life partner. And when I think about that, then I think about where all the other places that I can find love in my life, and I can be reminded of love. And no, it's not the same, but the love that I have in my friendships really are, or really is so pure, that if I don't get that lucky, or if I'm not blessed to find the one, or my soulmate, or my kingdom spouse, or my godly husband, whatever, I know that I have it in my friends. And I pray that I have these friends for a lifetime, because something I always think about, death is just a prominent theme in my life. Not a prominent theme in my life, but kind of, sort of, yeah, because I just love being alive. So I hate the idea of one day not being here. And something I always think about, I'm like, what if my friends, like, I'm not gonna be ready for the day that like my friends have to leave this earth, if they leave before me. Who knows, it may be vice versa, but I'm like, if they do leave before me, I'm not ready for that. Like, I love my friends so much. I love my friends so much. And so I think about that a lot too. But I think something else that I've been reading lately, it's just the idea of like society just becoming like very individualistic, and we're like losing the aspect of community. And I think that I can see why people say that, and I do see that to be true. I feel like here in Spain, maybe I feel it a little bit less, because it is so community oriented and family oriented. Even my friend just came out here, she just left yesterday. She was like, it's just so like community. And I was like, yes, it's very beautiful. Like everybody for the most part is kind of always looking out for each other, and like just having each other's back for the most part. But I can see why people do say that like we're losing the value of community. And I hate the idea of that, because for me, for such a long time, I think I hate the idea of it now, because before, being by myself, it's like I'm cool by myself, okay by myself, I am fine by myself, which still reigns true. But I feel like now, these days, maybe it's even this being so far away from home and being by myself in such a completely different way, that sometimes it hits me that like, okay, I'm kind of tired of being by myself. Not that I can't do it, not that sometimes I don't need it and want it, but overall, I feel like I've been so by myself for such a long time that I do crave community. But it's very hard for me outside of the friends that I have, because the friends that I have now I've had since I was younger. any friends I've gained in this adult age, they're not really like, I don't consider them like sisters. I don't consider them true friends. Maybe one person I feel like I can eventually grow to say that. I can probably even say that now, honestly. But I feel like we still have to have experiences and talks, but I think it will grow. But I just met her when I was out here. But I think that's one person I think it will continue to grow. But outside of that, the people that I've met here on my journey here, it's like I wouldn't consider them my friends. I wouldn't consider them my sisters. I even have taken a step back from them, and I just say that like I crave community, but I don't feel like I have a very hard time trusting people. Because I feel like I said before, people just tend to just talk about me just because I'm existing and being me. And I'm never gonna stop existing and being me, and I'm never gonna care what people say. But I do have a hard time trusting people and letting people into my world and into my life and into the depths of my life, because I feel like nobody sees me. I feel like a lot of people see me as, what can they gain from me? What can I get from you? Whether it's wisdom, whether it's people think I have like this such a social media presence, and my whatever I do will help them. So it's always like a exchange. It's always like a transaction when it comes to me and people and building friendships. It's always about what people can get from me, and it's annoying. So I feel like I don't pursue friendships, and I don't try to go out the way to build them or to go deeper with people, because I feel like it's never genuine, you know. And I feel like a lot of times, I just said this recently when I answered a TikTok question, that a lot of times people come, or they try to be my friend just to be nosy, like try to see how I do what I do and get what I get. And it's like, it's not even that deep. Like, I live a life just like y'all, go through struggles just like y'all. It's nothing special I'm doing that has given me this life, besides God favoring me and blessing me. But it's not like I'm doing anything extraordinary. Like, I don't have no perfect life. Like, I don't have the secret sauce. I don't have anything to give y'all. But that's also something that really irritates me, because people just come to me trying to be nosy, you know. So it's very hard for me to trust and to build friendships and to let people in. So that's why I always say, like, I love my true and few. I love my true and few, and I stick with the people that I've always known and that have always been in my life, because I'm so afraid to let new people in. But and again, I hate that it has to be that way, but that's just how this is how my experiences have built me. But yes, I love my true and few. I love the community that I do have now, and something that my mama had told me recently. Not recently. I be saying recently, and I be saying the other day, and it'd be like, it could be last year. But she was like, "Moo, like, a lot of the friends that you have when you're younger, you're not gonna have them into your, like, your big age, into your 30s. Sometimes you do, but a lot of times you don't." And I'm just like, okay. And I think that it's harder to make friends as you get older, but I still think that you eventually make them, and you run into the right people, and you run into the right love. But this isn't about love, this is about friendships. But yes, regardless of any aspect in your life, you run into the right people. So I'm just excited to meet more of my tribe, to meet more of my community, to hopefully have that group of girlfriends, and the idea of sisterhood that I have, even though I still have it, just this picture of sisterhood with a group of girlfriends that I have. I hope I still get to experience that. But yes, friendships have just been always a tricky thing for me, and I think because it's so easy for me to isolate and be myself, that I don't like I said, I don't put in the effort to build them or to go out and look for them. But it is something that I want to kind of, at least with the people who do put in effort with me, to also reciprocate that back to them. So that's something that I'm definitely working on in this season. And I hate that I have to be so guarded, but I think that it's a safety precaution that I have to take when it comes to friendships. I think it's something I have to take more when it comes to girlfriends. Like, I don't have so many guy friends, but the guys that I would consider like associates that I have out here, most of them tend to like me, but I would consider them like associates. I don't feel like I have that same, like, apprehension with them. But you know, girls just are girls and can be catty and just messy. It just be different. Guys be messy too. Now, don't get me wrong, they be messy too. What Drake said, y'all know, he said guys talk more than these days. Yeah, that rings true. but it just be different with girls. So I hate that I have to take those precautions to protect myself, but it simply is what it is. I think I would be dumb not to. But yeah, this wasn't, like I said, it wasn't very structured. It was very much just free talk. But I guess if I had to wrap it up and put it in a bowl, I'm just so grateful for the friendships that I have now, and I cannot wait to continue to grow and grow in experiences in life, and to meet more people that love me, that understand me, that see me, that appreciate me, that value me, and pour into me, and that I can confidently do the same with vice versa. And to have people that I can trust, that I can cry with, that I can lean on, that I can count on, that just means so much to me, because I also feel like I've always been the friend that shows up, and I've never had anybody really show up for me. I feel like that's just been in all the relationships in my life, romantic and platonic. I am always the one showing up, and to feel like I haven't had anyone that I can count on like that, that's like ouch, you know. With my sister girls I have now, my friends I have now, I definitely feel like we have molded and built our friendships, that I do have people that I can count on and just share the depths of my soul with and cry with. But I feel like that's a fresh feeling for me, honestly, because it always has been that, like, I don't have nobody to count on. Like, when it's time to cry, I'm crying by myself. When it's time, when I need somebody to call on, it's like I don't have nobody to turn to call on, to lean on, you know. And so that's always been very, like, tough for me, but it made me, like, super hyper independent, super strong. And I was like, well, it just is what it is, you know. And I've always hated that for me. So just going into the future, like, I just hope I continue to build with people and to grow into trust and sisterhood, and even, like, even with guy friends, with people that, like, I can just truly trust and lean on. And, like, when I have my low moments, that I know they'll be there to pick me up, and that I don't have to be so strong because they're being strong for me, you know. So I just can't wait to experience that. But when it comes to friendships and relationships, I'm just continuing to learn. I'm just continuing to learn. Like, obviously, everything is a learning journey, and we're learning about everything in life. Like, none of us are here knowing what we're doing, and I think that's the tricky part. That's the special part. That's the beautiful part, you know. But yes, right now I can truly say that, like, I love my friends, and I really have true friends. I have true sisters. I have a true brother, and sex in my brother, y'all. He my sister too. But yes, that's really all I have to say. Like I said, this was very just free flowing, and maybe I will in the future be more structured. But I think when I try to do it with structure, that I kind of lose my train of thought, because I try to stay, like, keep my ducks in a row. So I do like to free flow, but I never want it to be, like, just all over the place. So again, I'm just learning as I go with this too. But I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next episode of Becoming and Doing Just Fine. I love you guys very much.